Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. There's the whistle. Kaká in the side, just about as box office as it gets.
Yeah, I totally agree. He, in many ways, the blueprint of the modern-day number 10, lauded for his simple and very graceful style of play. Really is a player who has the lot.
You come to the game just to see him play. And that's aimed. He gets big! Smashing delivery, just didn't do enough with it.
Yeah, that was really sharp. That kind of delivery can play havoc with defences.
Now it's Park Ji-sung. Van Basten. Messi. Zanetti. Referee's given a throw. Messi. And Messi!
He almost caught everyone out there the way he just eked out the room to get the shot in.
Rodri. Rijkaard. Kaká. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Haaland is fouled. Now it's Haaland. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. And here's Van Basten. Park Ji-sung. Played with finesse. Nice interception, well timed. Griezmann! And it's come back out to him. In he goes again. Oh, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
He's never the type to turn down a challenge, is he?
And we have our very first corner. And that should get the job done. And he'll shoot here! Danger averted for now. And it's Park Ji-sung. Oh, good ball! He can get that clear. Cannavaro tries making a foray down the right. Kaká. Kessié does really well to win the ball there. Kaká. Zanetti does well to get it back. He steps in, and that's the end of that. Zanetti. And it's Messi. And this is Van Basten. Adams kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Zanetti. Dumfries is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Kessié wins the duel this time. Park Ji-sung. Oh, this is a great position. And this is Park Ji-sung! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome. Chips it through, and he was quick to react. Dumfries. Rodri. De Bruyne. Kaka. Nicely shaped ball. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Zanetti. And the whistle goes for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. How would you review the first half?
Well, the goal attempts are coming thick and fast, but so far there's nothing to show for it. I think the manager will be pretty happy with his team's performance. He just needs a little more craft and guile.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time.
Substitution in progress.
That gets things going for the second half.
Bangladesh have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break.
And this is it's Van Basten! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. It's their second corner of the game. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Haaland. And now they can spring out of defence. Grease. Decent chance! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, third corner of the game. He rises! No, not the best of headers. Still absolutely nothing to report here, goals-wise. It's a good run down the right. Kaka can see things, others simply cannot. Now it's De Bruyne. It is still anyone's game, 0-0. Dumfries. And it's Denzel Dumfries. Rijkaard. And here's Haaland. Haaland! Off the post! Kessié is a perfect combination of brain and brawn. Griezmann. And he's intervened well there. Zanetti. Here's Rodri. Now that looks a decent ball. And there's the shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
De Bruyne goes short. De Bruyne. There's the delivery. Van Dijk can get it clear.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And here's Haaland. De Bruyne. And here's Dumfries.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Khan gets his hands on it, and Can he finish? It's in! Finally, the deadlock is broken!
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted, and they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
As simple as you like, the outcome utterly inevitable.
Yeah, it's simply tragic defending when a renowned finisher is ignored. It's how he built his reputation.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang. Bangladesh really wanted that two-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
And he's been shifted off it. Now it's Van Basten. Ivory Coast can breathe again, just.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them. That's just playing it safe and simple.
And we're done. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So it's away we go then.
I'll be accused of bias here, but I can't overlook the great professional that is Javier Zanetti.
How's that bias, Jib? He just has the lot. He has such class, doesn't he?
That's it, a oozler of class and an example to all aspiring footballers.
Plays a sharp little ball here. Best place it in. Cannavaro getting this one clear. Van Basten. Now it's Messi. Oh, super find. Griezmann is on. Griezmann! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful...
Oh, shooting chance! Sensational from Haaland! A finish right from the top draw! And the lead lost no time at all!
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down, and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop. Just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Griezmann does really well to win the ball there. Short changes him with that pass. That's a good ball out wide. Haaland. Kessié has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted.
Yeah, it would seem a little too far out, and this will probably be a dink far post.
And we have our very first corner. Rijkaard tries to clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, nicely intercepted. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Now it's Griezmann. Chiellini.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Mateus plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. And it's Griezmann. Now it's Haaland. Oh, that's well spotted. Xavi Alonso. Now it's Van Basten. And the through ball. Zanetti gets good distance on it. It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the... Decent chance! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
He's got tall! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Haaland is offering a right smile there.
This their second corner of the game. Chiellini with the clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. Kessié. Griezmann, very much a man of this moment. That is good alertness. Serginho. Deep into stoppage time. Nice interception. There's the whistle for half-time. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Xavi Alonso. And Kessié. Caught offside that time. Oh, this looks sharp. Spread out to the left. Cannavaro gets across to intercept that. Kessier. Van Basten. Saliba spots it and intercepts. Park Ji-sung. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think...
Big chance! Certainly not the easiest of chances, but he had a good crack at it.
Well, he's visibly not happy with that. That says a lot about his professionalism.
Barcelona choosing to make the first change. And it's De Bruyne. Kessier. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Now it's Park Ji-sung. And he was quick to react. That's a lovely, neat pass. Tries to thread one through. Donadoni has it out wide and in space. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Might be danger here. And a shot! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him.
He's never the type to turn down a challenge, is he?
And it's Batistuta. Kessier. He is through here! Now that looks a decent ball. Chance for a shot! It's a goal! Into the lead once more. So smooth. A signature finish.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
75 minutes played. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Now, the ball's gone astray. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
Out towards the flank. Back into the middle. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
And he's managed to get free.
Well played and well cleared. I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Shot a goal! Oh, that is rather wayward. Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. So that's it. It is all over. What a game, what a show. Both sides robustly going about their business, and that has turned it into quite a... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So off we go then.
I think we can look forward to another striking masterclass from Van Basten here, Peter.
Well, many have cited him as the greatest striker of all time, but what in your eyes made him that, Jim?
Well, in a word, everything, Peter. He had it all. Pace, power, technique, vision, dribbling, strength in the air. He's a cut above the rest in all departments.
Oh, they could be caught out here. Looking for the run, and that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Not the most accurate pass. Threads one in. He's free. Shapes to shoot! And it's a goal! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him. That's positional gold. The utilisation of space.
And this is Griezmann. And this is Griezmann. Griezmann! It's in! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Piercing. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
The keeper deserves some sympathy there. He may not have seen that until too late.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Oh, good play on the left-hand side here. Now it's Griezmann. He's found a way through. Zanetti, and he's managed to get free. And that's been drilled in. It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And he's quick to get it clear again. Oh, it's come loose. And they're back on the ball again. And here's Griezmann. Shot. He's had a shot! Just cruising! They are cruising! They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye. That was fabulous. The most adept of touches, the smoothest of finishes.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And it's Messi. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Pass somewhat off target. Van Dijk, a player who needs no introduction. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Now it's Van Basten. Now that looks a decent ball. Oh, perfectly measured that. This looks promising. And that's been won straight back.
Pretty robust defending.
And he has been fouled there. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card.
Well, if he's serious about trying from this range, I think he must feel he can generate the power. Big ask.
Mohamed Salah. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, the mood in the two camps couldn't be more different as they go in for half-time. Elation on one side, misery on the other.
Well, they're in a great position, Peter, so why stop now? I would say keep going, keep at it. They've done everything right so far, so they'll want to keep things that way.
Really has been an astonishing game, peppered with goals. You cannot help feeling that the second half will supply more. So we're just settling back into this second half. Mbappe receives it in a good position here. Now it's Van Basten. Could move up a gear here. Now it's Van Basten. Neymar. And here's Mbappe. Well, already game, set and match, or so it feels. Big chance! It's in! A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
Oh, that was beautifully done. They were ready to pounce and they were clinical when the opportunity presented itself.
Madrid give themselves a fight. And the shot! Really well taken goal. Back within one. They have them in their sights again. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Now it's Messi. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Chance to deliver. Chance, surely! No, it just wouldn't sit for him.
Yeah, quick thinking and the right choice for me, but that was difficult to get right.
Madrid choosing to make the first change. Van Basten. And this is Messi. That is a great pick out. Well, they've got it again. And Messi! And that would have won it.
Well, the keeper spared a few blushes here. Going 2 down at this stage would have made it an awful long way back.
And we have our very first corner.
Bangladesh surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
David Villa is onto this. Works it forward. Van Dijk cuts out the pass. And it's Messi. And this is Van Basten. David Villa. Great. And the shot! Oh no, that could be a costly miss.
He's really trying to take this upon himself to get it won.
Corner number 2 then. Hernandez attempts a clearance. Cannavaro. And this is Van Basten.
Bangladesh really wanted that 2-goal cushion, but it wasn't to be. Still, they should be able to see it out from here.
That'll be a throw. David Villa. And it's Cruyff. And he's in on goal. Good read, needed to be. Cruyff! And the ball's come loose here. Park Ji-sung with the clearance. And he's intervened well there. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a great game of football. A real ride. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And that gets things running. According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
That's a lovely, neat pass. Passing is crisp and sharp. Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Can he get it through? Good ball, good take. And he shoots! That is delicious! He's got himself an absolute peach. And it's Borussia Dortmund who take the lead. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Van Basten. Now it's Xabi Alonso. Oh, nicely intercepted.
Bangladesh are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Mateus. Now it's Messi. And this is Van Basten. White cuts out the pass. Tonali conjures time and space where few can. Mateus looking to play him in. Xabi Alonso. Now it's Raul. Chiellini. Xabi Alonso. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And it's Tonali. And Kessié. And he cuts out the supply. Well, that has not gone well. Oh, that's a key interception. And it's Tonali. And here's Raul. Big chance! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
Van Basten with the clearance. Brilliantly cut out. And now a sudden chance to counter. And that's another good win of the ball. Knocks it into space. And here's Messi. Mateus. Xabi Alonso does well to get it back. Can he get on the end of this? Van Basten! In he goes again! It's a goal! They have come roaring back!
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Well, I admire...
There's the whistle for half-time. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, both sides would have expected a closely fought match, and that's pretty much what we've got so far. The early exchanges, I think, in this second half will be worth keeping an eye on to see if any adjustments have been made to change things.
So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break. And we are already promptly back underway. Now it's Van Basten. Park Ji-sung was ultimately thwarted there, but it took a few of them to stop him.
Yeah, definitely not much wrong with what he tried, all things considered. The defence were just well prepared for what was coming.
Passes coming off in quick succession here. And this is Van Basten. Great. Oh, what has happened here? Van Dijk gets good distance on it. Messi. Van Basten. Tonali kept his eye on it, and he's there. Griezmann. Now that looks a decent ball. Look at this. There's the shot! It's in! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. It was a great finish. He put it away with great poise, dead-eye accuracy.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
So we have a... He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident.
Well, when the ref tells you you're going to get booked next time, you should listen.
And it's Griezmann. Out towards the flank. Zanetti. Aimed in towards the centre. And he thumps it clear. Borussia Dortmund appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. He is through here! And the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Van Basten gets flagged offside. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing.
Chance, surely! That is Gorgeous from Raul! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. Once more they've done it! They just will not lie down!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
It's Van Basten! And somehow he managed to miss it.
Ah, unlucky. There's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
And he's only too happy to take that back. Now it's Messi. Just 5 minutes left. Raul. Mateus is onto this. Chance! Oh, that's incredible! Late in the day, this could well be it! Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
So there's going to be another change here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Borussia Dortmund complete their comeback, and now they only need to hold out for a few minutes.
There's still a bit left in it, Peter, but they should find the necessary to avoid a slip-up now.
Van Basten. Rijkaard. And that's that. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end, momentum shifting this way and that. The kind of match...